call Timothy Caston.
Thank you. I want to focus my remarks on the ambulance handovers based on the Northern Trust and in particular on the 21st of December 2024. On this evening there were 14 ambulances servicing the largest trust with dispatches located in Coleraine, Ballymena, Antrim, Macrofilt, Larne, Carrickfergus and Whiteabbey. On that single day, 120 working hours were lost due to ambulances sitting outside EDs. This accounted for a quarter of the entire service capacity for that trust. Allow me to cite the impact of delays in the Darragh family in my constituency. At 7:05 in the evening, Willy, who had previous heart problems, took chest pains whilst in his house just outside Cullybackey. His wife Caroline rang 999 and was told there was no ambulances available and that she needed to take him to the Antrim ED, which was approximately 25 minutes away. Willy was assigned as a Category 2 condition as he was breathing with a suspected heart attack. Whilst travelling to Antrim, Willy's condition deteriorated and he took a cardiac arrest. Caroline had to find somewhere to pull over and get help from a passing driver as she couldn't get her husband out of the car on her own to start CPR. Caroline again called 999 at 25 to 8 and an ambulance arrived at 20 to 8 as it was now classed as a Category 1 call as Willy was now not breathing. Sadly, Willy passed away lying on a wet lie-by 10 minutes away from the hospital. Miss Innes asked, what happens to a patient taking a heart attack in a trolley in a hospital? Well, what happens to a patient that's in a car taking a heart attack on their way to hospital? Last Wednesday night, I attended a meeting with the Darragh family to seek answers from the ambulance service. We were told that there was a target time for Category 1 calls and it was 8 minutes, but the average response time on that day was 14 minutes and 43 seconds. A Category 2 call has a target time of 18 minutes, but the average response time was 60 minutes. Crucially for this family, we were also told a Category 2 call isn't assigned to a crew who are within the last hour of their shift. Members, this is due to the action short of strike being taken by Unite and NIPSA over the waiting times outside EDs, causing staff not to finish within a reasonable time at the end of their shift. What were the 14 operational ambulances doing at 7:05? Well, Coleraine had 2 ambulances. One of them sat outside Antrim ED for 5 hours and 30 minutes, and the other was parked up in a station, and due to being manned by only one person from 4 p.m, it could only respond to Category 1 calls. Ballymena had 4 ambulances. 2 were sitting outside ED for 50 minutes and 4 hours 26 minutes respectively. One was at the scene and the 4th ambulance was sitting in the station. Antrim had 2 ambulances. Both of these were sitting outside ED for 6 hours 15 minutes and 5 hours 15 minutes respectively. Macrofilt had 2 and both of these were sitting in dispatch. Larne had 1 ambulance which was also parked in dispatch. Carrickfergus had 2 ambulances, with 1 out in scene and the other parked up in dispatch. Whiteabbey had 1 ambulance which was outside ED for 6 hours and 4 minutes. We've already been told 120 hours were lost in that single day due to turnaround times at EDs, but how many of us realise that in the last hour of a shift no ambulances are assigned due to the current union action? How many hours are being lost each day due to strike action by the unions? When pressed specifically if the ambulance crews sitting in the Ballymena dispatch at the time of the first call were members of the union, the ambulance service couldn't tell us as they don't know and don't ask their staff. To make matters worse, any crews in an ambulance dispatch during their last hour aren't even made aware that a Category 2 call has come in. The current service isn't fit for purpose. People are dying as a result. There are serious issues in the system, and one of them in the approach of the unions, which needs to change and change today.